morning, everyone. Virgo here. It is April 19th, 2021. Happy Monday to everyone. Everyone, meet Roy A. Murrah. Roy's been an attorney for 35 years out of the state of New York. And Roy had an amazing comment that I want to share with you, along with several other things that Roy pointed out. Many of them we've gone over in the past, but this is particularly good. And I think you guys will really enjoy it. Roy happened to be watching the Zoom call between the judge, Light Tajiri Bey, and Light Tajiri Bey's, who he calls himself a private attorney general. And as we all know, that's complete bunk. But aside from that fact, that's the video that Roy was watching. And this is the comment that Roy left. Plaintiff requests $1.6 million per day of his incarceration and immediate release from prison. The basis for plaintiff request for relief is that he is a, quote, Moorish American national, having filed a UCC-1 financing statement based upon a private security agreement with the Effingham County Superior Court and thus is being illegally held in prison by the state of Georgia. ECF number 1 at 1-2. Plaintiff further states that America is part of the dominions of the Moroccan Empire and defendant is in violation of the Moorish American Treaty of Peace and Friendship. At 3. Furthermore, he avers that the laws in the current state of Georgia do not exist as valid laws, and prosecution must be dismissed, and plaintiff immediately released. At 4. It is plain on its face of plaintiff's complaint that his claims are brought under a subset theory. This is a frivolous legal theory that is consistently rejected by federal courts. And then he goes in to share Santiago versus Century and there's several other ones throughout here. The theories of sovereign citizens are not established law in this court or anywhere in the country's valid legal system. Let me repeat that again for you guys. The theories of sovereign citizens are not established law in this court or anywhere in this country's valid legal system. He goes on to quote another case and says, finding the sovereign citizen argument to be too wholly insubstantial and frivolous. These are quotes directly out of cases. The United States v. Hilgeford states rejecting sovereign citizen argument as shopworn and frivolous. Roy goes on to say Williams versus U.S. MDGA, April 2nd, 2021, and he links us to that case, which we will be going to in just a moment, but then further adds, and for more cases, rejecting the treaty argument as patently or facially frivolous, he gives us a link, a Scholar Google link, and you guys are gonna love it. First of all, let's get this out of the way. As you can see in the lawyer section of Justia, Roy A. Murrah, 34 years of experience in the state of New York. Here is the first case that Roy brings up, which is Williams versus United States District Court, MD, Georgia, 2021. Grady Renard Williams Jr., a.k.a. Abdul Malik Bey. Some of you may have heard of this person on my channel, as a matter of fact, before. Versus the United States of America. Order of dismissal, pro se plaintiff Grady Renard Williams Jr., also known as Abdullah Malik Bey, a prisoner who is incarcerated at Wilcox State Prison in Abbeville, Georgia, filed a pro se complaint that has been construed to seek relief pursuant blah, blah, blah. Plaintiff also filed another handwritten document that has been docketed as a motion for a preliminary injunction. Plaintiff has not paid a filing fee, and the court therefore presumes plaintiff also seeks leave to proceed in forma pauperis. Plaintiff has 3 strikes under the Prison Litigation Reform Act, so he may not proceed in forma pauperis. Leave to proceed in forma pauperis is therefore denied. Furthermore, because plaintiff's complaint does not state a right to any recognizable relief and contains frivolous allegations, this action is dismissed without prejudice. Accordingly, plaintiff's motion for a preliminary injunction is also denied. Now, the dismissal as frivolous pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1915a. And it goes on to tell you, for those of you that want to read it, it'll be linked in the description. A federal court is required to conduct an initial screening of a prisoner complaint which seeks redress from a governmental entity or officer or employee of a governmental entity. Section 1915AB requires a federal court to dismiss a prisoner complaint that is, number 1, frivolous, malicious, or fails to state a claim upon which relief may be granted. Or, number 2, seeks monetary relief from a defendant who is immune from such relief. A claim is frivolous when it appears from the face of the complaint that the factual allegations are clearly baseless, or that the legal theories are indisputably meritless. It goes on to cite several other cases and proceeds to tell us that the plaintiff requests $1.6 million per day of his incarceration and immediate release from prison. The basis for plaintiff's request for relief is that he is a, quote, Moorish American national, having filed a, quote, UCC-1 financing statement based upon a private security agreement, end quote, with the Effingham County Superior Court, and thus is being illegally held in prison by the state of Georgia. All right, it goes down here and says defendant is in violation of the Moorish American Treaty of Peace and Friendship, according to him, because the dominions of the Moroccan Empire is what America is, he claims. He avers that the laws in this current state in Georgia do not exist as valid laws, and prosecution must be dismissed and plaintiff immediately released. As you can see, it says here that this is, again, a sovereign citizen theory. This is a frivolous legal theory that is consistently rejected by federal courts. It's actually rejected by all courts, but definitely by federal courts, which is really funny when you stop and think about it, because Jamal from Rise of the Moors, for example, claims, no, you got to get into federal court. That's where you win. No, sir. See, your arguments are meritless, baseless. They are just simply senseless, to be perfectly honest with you. And you want proof of that, some more proof of that? Here, thank you, Roy, is 260 results of Treaty of Peace and Friendship being rejected by the federal court system as it being anything like what you guys claim. It makes your cases factually frivolous. It makes it very easy for the judge to simply say, yeah, you're done. And as I said, there's 260 results here from Google Scholar, pages and pages and pages for you to take a look at. They are all the same thing, all the same BS, all the same lies. And this that you guys are following were people like Light, Tajiri Bey, Sharon Tracy Gale, Taj Tariq, Jamal, and Rise of the Moors, and the likes of all of them, the federal government of the United States Republic, and all of them. It's bullshit. All of it. So hear me well, Moors that are out there still on the fence, not sure whether you want to deal with what it seems like may be coming your way. If you don't want to be a part of these 260 cases that have been, it looks like just since 2017, and there are many, many, many more that are called out as meritless simply because of other statements that you guys believe. But this is just based on the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. That's it. 260 rejected cases by the federal courts just based around the claim of the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. That's it. That's it. There are thousands more from other claims that you guys make that are baseless and meritless. This is just based on the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. So there's 260 cases y'all need to read through. Show me one. Show me one that has been won by you guys. One. Based on any argument that you have that we have been sitting back and disputing for 5 years now. Show me one case. All of the cases that end up getting dismissed around you guys are simple, generally traffic court cases, and they're dismissed around the fact that either the cop didn't show up or some other technical factor, never on your actual argument. They're lying to you folks. All right, you guys, I just wanted to show this to you. I also want to thank Roy for being so kind as to give us this Google Scholar search that will provide us with hours of entertainment, I'm sure, and hopefully help out some of the Moors out there that are questioning why nothing that they do is working when these con artists are giving them, spoon-feeding them these lies. All right, everyone, that's it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow with a new one. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening, or a wonderful morning, rather, and a great Monday. Bye-bye.